All right. So, hey everyone, welcome back to the stream. Tonight we're going to be looking at designing sounds in Reaktor that have a theme to them. We're going to look at designing some sounds that sound something like something you'd hear in, let's say, Interstellar, or something like a Hans Zimmer kind of mood or vibe, something like Dune. So we'll design something that sounds like this when we're done. So yeah, something like that. So to build this, we're gonna start from scratch. I am just gonna open up a new patch, and we'll start it off. So we'll start off with a new ensemble, and as you know, when you open up Reaktor, there's three different sections which you can use. One is the play section, one is the patch section, and one is the build section. And tonight we're going to use the build section, which allows us to create ensembles in Reaktor. So we're going to start off, we're going to create a macro. So it looks something like that. We're going to connect our out ports, and this is going to allow us to build inside of it. Build any instrument we want. We don't have to do it this way. Like, there's several ways we can do it, but for now, for tonight, we'll do it this way. So I'm going to add in a note in. That's the first thing we're going to need. Then I'm going to bring in oscillators. So we'll have our first oscillator here, second oscillator here. I'm going to name them oscillator A and B, so we don't get mixed up between which is which. I'm going to add in a mix module so we can blend them together. I'm going to add in a filter. We won't need a VCA. We're going to be going direct out. We'll add in a pitch shifter module, and I think that's all we'll need for now. So now I'm going to go ahead and build it out. But before we do that, actually, we'll connect our pitch inputs to our node in, and these left and right ports are literally connecting to our left and right out, which are right here. So it's coming out of the macro, and then we're connecting out to our left and right speakers. So when you see this orange lit up sign here, you know that is coming out of your left and right speakers, and also this means it's active. So we're going to connect that up to our mix ports, then to our filter, then out of our filter, left and right is going to go into our pitch shifter. And yeah, so this is give us our granular stereo pitch shifter. So it kind of creates grains. It plays around with the grains, and you can create different grain sizes. Kind of think of like a granulator inside of Ableton Live. It does something very similar to that. So we're going to actually change our oscillators. We're going to pitch one, detune slightly, one up, 3 semitones or 3 cents, set 3 cents, and then we're going to pitch one down 3 cents, oscillator B, and we're going to change that to a triangle wave. And then we're going to turn our volume up on our first oscillator, and then I can turn the volume up to about 50% on both of them, and we can hear what's happening. I'm going to turn it down because it's a little bit loud, and we're already getting something interesting that you kind of hear in like a background of a movie sound or something like that. So it's not quite done, not done yet. As you know, you're gonna get something different each time you connect it up. So your sound will be uniquely yours when you create your patch. I'm just gonna keep going, keep manipulating the sound until I like the where it's sitting. So I'm not liking that yet, so I'm gonna bring in an effect. We'll bring in an LFO. And we'll connect our LFO up to our first oscillator. And I'll bring in on top of that, I'll bring we'll bring in an effect. So we'll go to our blocks, our rack, and we'll bring in a reverb. So we'll grab a rounds reverb, and we'll put that into as our last signal in the chain. So it should look something like that. And then we'll listen to what we got. Okay, so now we're gonna mess with the sound a little bit, add some effects to it. Something sounding like interstellarish slash something like Dune. Okay, so we're just designing out this sound a little bit, adding little effects, tweaking our parameters, playing with the grain sizes. You can change it back to regular forward movement. Okay, so we tweaked around with the knobs, we played with our LFO, we've added some movement, we've changed our grain sizes around, layered in some reverb, and added in a filter. So that created our sound. Feel free to tweak and play around with this patch as much as you want, but that's the basis of it, getting creative and experimenting. So let me know what you come up with. Hopefully you can use this as a basis or a starting point, and I'm excited to see that. So that's all we got for today, and I'll see you in the next stream.